Okay, so this is going to be a quick one. I hope you can hear me clearly. I don't care about the angles right now. I don't care how I look. Please focus on the information that I'm going to be telling you. I want to talk about accommodation. One, proof of accommodation for embassy application in Italy. And I also want to talk about the accommodation when you actually get here. Those are two different things. There's the checklist document where you have to provide the bank statement that I talked about in the previous video. Go and watch. And you have to provide proof of accommodation for where you'll be staying when you arrive here, whether you're a student or whatever. Also other things, right? It's a whole checklist. People are asking, should I pay for accommodation before arriving in Italy? And where can I find accommodation? How long should I book? I'm not sure if I want to stay there for the whole period of my study, so how does that whole dynamic work? If you have those questions or anything in that line, be sure to watch this video. Everything that I'm going to say is what I did, my experience. So if you do feel like taking another route, there's no problem. Also, if you have any additional information, comment section. Okay, for the embassy, this is your first time, right? What I did was I went to bookings.com. I booked accommodation for a month. This was not even like a student place, it was just like a hostel. I booked a hostel for 1 month, 30 days if I can remember well. Yeah, it was 30 days. I booked one with free cancellation. I put my card, but it didn't have money. I estimated the dates that I would be applying for the visa, and when the interview would be, so like in a way that it would cancel right after getting my visa or not getting my visa. So the cancellation date was after, like, way after the whole process. That's while booking on the website bookings.com, the one that you use to book for vacations or whatever. So that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't really, I was still booking the, like, an affordable one if in any case I would end up living there. I wanted like a place that I could be comfortable. I was like, I'm still a student, so I'm not extraordinary on where I'm going. So yeah, it was just a normal hostel. I looked at the reviews, of course, like, just book a good place in case you'll end up staying there. Book a good place that you can land in. Of course, like, where will you land after arriving? You'll need somewhere to sleep. But I also booked a second accommodation, but now this one was like the sure bet where I was going to stay. But it was kind of expensive and I couldn't book the whole month. Of course, it was actually, I can just tell you the name. The name is Ostello Bello. It's called Ostello Bello Napoli. I was coming to Naples, and it was, I think, around 40 something euros per night. That's crazy. That's like 6,000 shillings per night. Of course, I can't live there for 2 years. Impossible. I just wanted a place that, I'm new, I'm confused in a foreign country, I don't know anyone. I need a comfortable place to land where my items and documents will be safe. So that's where I booked for the first 3 days. So I was sure when I arrive in the first 3 days, I will spend the 3 days in finding accommodation, now where I will officially be living. For booking, I did not want to take the risk of paying for official accommodation, like, for example, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, paying for a house that you have not seen, and paying to a landlord that you're not sure about. So it is a huge risk. I highly discourage that. I booked, it will give you a like PDF or something you can print out, then it shows your period of stay. Mine was 1 month from this date to this date. Then while booking, you put the cancellation date of the date after when you will get your visa. Then now that document is what you will use to provide at the embassy. Everywhere has thieves. Do not be fooled. Don't think that because someone is not from your country they cannot steal from you or scam you. So please be very careful. Do not pay anyone money before arriving here. If you want, That's your risk. Aya. Alternatively, talk to the welcome desk of your university. In fact, I think this is the best. The same way through which you got your admission, ask them if they have accommodation for international students. If it is from the school, the official school that has given you your pre-enrollment or enrollment letter, that is trustworthy. You can go ahead and book, you can pay, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to bound yourself to a place that maybe you don't know if you'll be comfortable. So maybe if you can pay for 1 month, that's okay. I think if you're paying the school, that is okay. I highly recommend. What I do not advice is paying someone on a Facebook group or sources that you're not sure about, or maybe websites for accommodations for students. Don't do that. For example, for my school, they have a website that has accommodation, but I did not want to pay for it also because I don't know if I'll get the visa or not. Mind you, this is a document that you need before you get the visa. So even if you pay the school and it is trustworthy, you don't even know if you get the refund or full refund, or how long it will take. You don't want all that struggle. So yes, there was accommodation from my university, but it was like apartment. It was expensive. It was like 300-400 euros that you're not sure if you get the visa or not. After I got the visa, the accommodations were already gone. I would have paid for it and, you know, saved more money on arriving here, and the whole struggle of now having to now find a house when you get here. But still, it is a two-way thing. A visa is never guaranteed. You can either get it or not get it. And also, if you pay for this accommodation, are you sure when you the date that you will arrive in Italy? Now then you like pesa yako ipotee tu. Anyway, I think I've explained that in the most efficient way. If I have not, I am willing to make clarification where necessary. By the way, put your name and everything. When you're booking on bookings.com, put the name on your passport, things like that, so that it will be like you're going to stay there. Hold on. This one, I don't want to talk about it so much because I was not hosted by anyone, but I do hear that if you have a host, the host can provide a letter to say that they're the one who will be hosting you when you arrive in Italy during your stay, during your period of study. If anyone was hosted, tell us how that works, because if indeed you're hosted, you don't need to go through all this. Okay, now after getting your visa, now you need a place to stay. As I told you, I booked a place for 3 days. You can even book a hotel. Expensive. I'm very economical. Anyway, it was very expensive, but my things were very safe. Now I started looking for accommodation. Now, real, where will I be living as a student? People were advising me, go to Facebook, look for, then you will go and see the house, blah, blah, blah. I did that. If you're searching on Facebook, search Affiti Studenti and the name of the city that you'll be living in. So for me, it's Napoli. So I searched Affiti Studenti Napoli. There are many Facebook groups. It's if you're going to Rome, Affiti Studenti Roma. If it's Milan, Affiti Studenti Milano. Guys, I'm not even sure I'm looking at the camera. But I hope you understand me. Affiti is like accommodation. So search that, you'll find so many groups. Look at the ones that have so many members, and they usually post houses. Contact the landlords, talk to them, hear their policies, hear guys, najikuna. This summer is coming with a lot of insects. Ugh. Talk to them on a one-on-one. Just be sure you're going for a student accommodation, but don't send money if you've not seen the house, if you've not discussed with the landlord or landlady. Most of them don't speak English, by the way. Especially in Naples. I don't know about other cities, but here it was very difficult. I went through all that. I was sending them messages. Some of them do require you have to like get a contract, which I think is important, but that also is a story on its own. So some of them will tell you we don't rent out to students below like 1 year, below 6 months. Most of them actually it's 1 year. So they'll tell you to sign a contract for 1 year. Ask questions like deposit, bills. If you've not watched that TikTok video where I've talked about accommodation and the craziness of landladies, go and watch it. I will link it. Yeah, so it's crazy. Bills, it's a story on its own, guys. You'll be told that rent is 200 euro. 200 wapi, okay, like 300 euro rent. Then you'll be told to pay for internet separately, for electricity separately, condominium separately, so like so many bills. Then maybe you end up paying like 400, even 500 in some cases. So do not be fooled. Do not be fooled by 300 euro, 200. Do not be fooled. Then some of them will require you to pay a deposit for like 2 months in advance, 3 months in advance. The whole Facebook thing did not work out for me. It's legit, but it can also be risky. There are also websites like idealista.com. I am a billionaire, something like that. I have to list them. I will list them for you. I spent a lot of time searching on those websites. I searched. I chatted with those landladies, landlords. I negotiated, but still it did not work out for me. I was so new. I had, apart from accommodation was just one thing, there was so much to think about. Just settling down was crazy. I don't even want to remember. Then I had lost a bag, sijui, at the airport. It was crazy. Oh, I just wanted to be like, this is a sure bet, this is a sure bet. So I went to the international welcome desk, University of Naples Federico. There's a welcome desk, but you have to book an appointment. Showed me the available options, and she set me up with the landlady. She told me, go and see her this time of the day, go and talk to her, then if you like the house you can move in. So me, I didn't even like, I was tired. I didn't even like argue or compare, analyze. I was exhausted. I just went to the landlady. I met her. We were actually like 3 students. The house could accommodate like 3 people. So all the others that we were in the meeting with, they said no to the house because first of all, the policy was she was not accepting bank payments. You had to pay cash. Then also there was these additional bills and the deposit. So the other students were like, no. Me, I was just like, oh, you know what, bag it. I just went for it. I took the house and I moved in the following day. Yes, I moved in the following day, and I will get to the details later. I'm not even living there right now. But it was crazy, but at least it was safe, and I lived there for like 2 months. 2 months, 3 months. It was crazy. I don't want to talk about the details right now. I will in future videos. I just want to give you the whole overview for the embassy and arriving and settling. Let me see what I have not talked about. Okay. Other question is, what is the cost of accommodation? Now, after you arrive here, it depends. It depends on the city, mainly the city that you will be living in. It also depends on what you're looking for. Do you want to share? Do you want to live alone? It also depends on who's providing it. Is it the school or just a random apartment outside? You know, so many factors. So I can't tell you this is the exact amount. However, I can give you an approximate for my city. For Naples, but also I think I can tell you for other cities because I was on these websites and I could see the range. Of course, between 100 euros to as high as it gets. Even 500 euros, 600, 700, 800, depending on what you're looking for. It's just like in Kenya. If you want a lavish house, you pay expensive. You go and live in like Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, you pay expensive, even depending on the environment that you live in. But if you're just like you just want something to to sleep in, you can pay as little as you can pay. It's the same concept. So of course, getting like 100 euro apartment is not easy. Of course, it can be, maybe it's in the rural areas, uko ushago, and maybe far, very far from the school, and also the proximity to the main city matters. So if it's in Rome, of course, if you're living in the capital of Rome, remember to factor in the bills. Sawa. Of course, when you share, it's always cheaper. It has its advantages and its disadvantages, but it's always cheaper. Be sure to ask about the means of payment. Some landlords, landladies, most of them are usually women. I just don't know why. They usually say they don't accept card. So be sure about the means of payment. Do not tie yourself to a place that you guys will now start having problems. And also the contract, that is the most, I think the most important thing, guys. I lost 500 euros because of that contract thing. I had signed a contract, and when I wanted to move, I lost the money. Do not make that mistake. Do not be bound by a contract if you know there is a possibility that you will want to move, and anything can happen. In fact, I highly discourage this contract thing. I think it's important, maybe if you want to stay here on a long term, you need to show I lived here, I've lived in Italy for a certain period of time, and of course the contract is the most valid document. And also maybe if you need to open a bank account, you need a contract is important, but it might really restrict you. Yeah, because you might have problems with your roommate. Now you want to move from each other, or maybe transport is a struggle, or maybe the house starts having defects, or you're not comfortable, or the house has many rules. Anything could go wrong. So saying that you will live somewhere for a whole year, like or maybe you'll find a cheaper place. The more you stay in a place, the more you know that place. It's not like when you're just innocent, you just want a place to stay. But as you stay, someone tells you, maybe you're living in a 500 euro apartment, someone tells you about a 200. Imagine how you That's what happened to me, by the way. I was living in a very expensive house, and I found a very good deal. So for me, it was better to lose the deposit money. So I lost it. It was crazy. It was crazy. Story for another day. But a contract is very tricky. I highly don't recommend. I don't recommend. I will make a video about my detailed, and that one will take like a whole that one is just a very interesting story. Like, it's crazy. If I told you that, like, when I was arriving, now let me be real. When I was arriving, I was like, I want to live in the city. My school is in the center of Naples. So I was like, I don't want to have struggles with transport. I want to just walk to my school. I want to, I don't want the struggle. And mind you, I was living 5 minutes walk to my university. Now I live 2 hours away from my guys, I live 2 hours away from my school. I usually take a bus and a metro. Two transport ways. Sometimes I even get there in 1 hour. But if I want to get to school on time, I have to like be out of the house 2 hours before. And actually, when I lived very close, I used to be even more late, because like you're like, the school is just here, so I have time. But then you don't have time, so I used to be late all the time. I'm always late. But anyway, I live 2 hours, so that's what I'm telling you. Anything could happen. Mind you, I'm a self-sponsored student, so where it was very crazy. So me, when I found a good deal, I was like, I don't care about where it is. And by the way, if you're under 26 years, you'll get like a card. I don't know if it's just for Campania region, but you'll get a student card that you can be able to. I paid like 45 euros, or like let's say 50 euros. I paid like 50 euros, and I use all the means of transport, the bus, the train, for the whole year. So basically, I don't pay transport. It's just taking them. It's a matter of time. The only disadvantage is the time, which you can learn to navigate. We have people who live in Thika and they work in Nairobi CBD, and they pay fare. But yeah, I'm not even paying fare, so I don't pay for transport. It's just about managing my time well. So yeah, basically that's it. I live very far and I'm very comfortable. I don't even want to move away from here. Living in the city, of course, it's convenient if you're a party person, you want good vibes. And living far also has its disadvantages. You can't always go out at night because transport works with until a certain time. I think 11 p.m. In other cities it's different. But if your main factor to consider is the price factor, live anywhere you wanna live, baby. All the best in finding accommodation. If you have any more questions, write them in the comments. Yes, I think I've said everything. I'm trying to think if there's something I've not told you, and I can't even pick point. I think the most important things, I talked about them as I was starting this video, because I know most of you, maybe you're booking for your visa application. So I think that is covered. The TMI stories in between are interesting, but yeah, you'll worry about that later. For now, let's worry about you getting your visa. That is the most important thing. So ciao guys, I have to change and go to church, then come back and do my little TikToks. If you want to know the general life crazy things about Italy, go and watch my TikTok. Go and follow me. You will have a good time. I promise you will laugh a lot. Living here comes with its own interesting stories and experiences. So subscribe. We are almost at 200 subscribers. So ciao. I love you guys. The sun is sunning. I love it. Bye guys. Ciao.